All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're breaking down the brand new retirement rules from something called the Secure 2.0 Act, and we're going to focus specifically on how these changes are going to impact you as a medical professional. This is all based on some great analysis from financial expert John White, who's been working with docs and other medical pros for over 30 years.
So, the big question right off the bat is your nest egg at risk? It sounds dramatic, I know, but Congress just passed this new act, and it's not just a little update. It's pretty much a complete rewrite of the retirement rulebook. So, are you ready for what's changed?
You see, for years, you've probably been playing by a certain set of financial rules. Well, guess what? This new law means that the very same plan you thought was rock solid might now be wide open to new taxes and penalties. And this is especially true if you're a high earner.
So let's start with the big one. There are a handful of new rules that specifically target the kinds of financial strategies that are really common among busy medical professionals like you, and you absolutely have to know what they are.
Okay, take a look at this number, $145,000. You need to remember this number. It's the new critical income level that completely changes how you can make catch-up contributions to your retirement accounts. If your wages were more than this last year, the game has totally changed for you.
So here's how this plays out. If you're over 50 and you're a high earner, you used to be able to make these extra catch-up contributions using pre-tax money. This was a fantastic way to lower your taxable income right now. For a lot of doctors, this was a key part of their tax strategy. Well, that's gone. Now, any of those extra contributions have to go into a Roth account, which means you're paying the taxes on that money today.
Okay, but it's not all bad news. On a brighter note, the age for your required minimum distributions, your RMDs, has been pushed back. It's now 73, and it's even scheduled to go up to 75 in a few years. And that's great, because it gives your investments more precious time to grow tax-deferred before you're forced to start cashing them out. So, we've talked about the new restrictions, but the Act also created some really powerful new ways for you to save and build wealth, which is honestly fantastic news.
For any of our younger medical professionals tuning in, you have got to pay attention to this. This is an absolute game changer. For so long, you had to choose, do I pay down my massive student loan debt, or do I contribute to my 401k to get my employer's match? Well, now you don't have to choose. Your student loan payments can actually trigger that employer match, and that money goes right into your retirement account. It's a huge, huge deal for building wealth early.
Okay, next up, 529 plans. A lot of families, especially professionals, use these to save for their kids' education. And they're great, but there's always been this nagging question. What happens if there's money left over after they graduate?
Well, we finally have an incredible new answer. Under certain rules, you can now roll over that unused 529 money directly into a Roth IRA for the beneficiary. This is such a clever change because it creates this amazing tax-free way to jumpstart a retirement account for your kids, or maybe even for yourself.
But here's the thing. Just knowing about these changes isn't nearly enough. The expert from our source material, John White, really hammers this point home. You have to be proactive. Proactive planning is absolutely essential to navigate this new financial world.
And don't make the mistake of thinking these are deadlines that are way off in the future. They're not. The new Roth catch-up rule, that's in effect now. The new RMD age, that's in effect now too. The ground is shifting under our feet right now, and just sitting back and doing nothing has a very real cost.
I want you to let this quote sink in for a second. The source material puts it about as bluntly as you can. Ignoring these changes isn't just a passive thing. It's an active decision. A decision that could mean you're leaving money on the table and exposing your hard-earned savings to totally unnecessary taxes. So, what's the path forward? What do you do with all this? Well, navigating these kinds of complex changes isn't really a do-it-yourself project. It's all about weaving these new rules into a single, cohesive strategy for your entire financial life.
The source really drives home the value of working with someone who just gets it, someone who understands the unique financial world of a medical professional. It points to experts like John White, who specialize in translating all this complicated legal stuff into a clear, actionable plan that actually makes sense for you.
And that really brings us to the final and maybe the most important question. You have meticulously planned out every single step of your very demanding career. But with the retirement rulebook being completely torn up and rewritten, you have to ask yourself, is my old financial plan still working for me, or is it now working against me?